Hey guys, what's going on? So in this video, we're going to learn about the file and folder participants. So without any further ado, let's directly jump into this concept. So first of all, we are going to learn about how to create a folder in any particular directory. So right now I'm situated at /home/osboxes, which can be identified by the symbol right over here, which is tilde. Now I would like to create a folder named folder1 inside this particular directory. So before I do that, let me hit ls and check whether folder1 exists already. And if it does not exist, then you can proceed further. So now to create a folder, the command that we use is mkdir. And then with mkdir, you pass in the folder name with the path. For example, if I want to create the folder name in the current directory, I'll just type folder1 because I'm already inside the current directory. And if I would like to create the folder in base directory, I would type /folder1. And if I would like to create the folder1 in the parent directory, I would like /folder1. I hope you got what I mean to say. All right, so I'm going to create folder1 in the current directory. So I'll type mkdir space folder1, and if I hit enter, now if I hit ls, as you can see, folder1 is now created inside the current directory. Now before I move further, let me make it clear that you may be trying something like mkdir, then you will be trying to create a folder in the root directory like folder1. But when you execute this particular command, you might encounter with a permission denied error. The reason is because the user may not have sufficient permission to edit and create folders or any other stuff inside that particular directory. And by default, every other user other than the administrator does not have the permission to edit in other directories or folder except his own current directory. So since in my case, I have upgraded my privileges, and that is the reason why I can create a folder inside the root directory. Now, privilege access and control management is some higher level and advanced topic, which we are not at all interested in, as it is a Linux Essentials course. So we are not at all going to cover that at all. But if you would like me to cover that aspect as well, please comment in the chats below and I will surely look into that. So having understood that, let me go further. Now, if you wish to create a folder, something like this, you wish to create a folder named hello, and inside that folder you wish to create another folder named hi, and inside that hi folder you would like to create another folder named bye. So how would you go about achieving this particular stuff? Normally what you're going to do is you are going to first of all create a folder named hello, and then you go cd into that hello folder, then you create another folder named hi, then you cd inside hi, then you create another folder named bye. And that's how you achieve this particular folder structure. So first hello, then hi, then bye. But there is a quicker way to achieve this, and that is by using the p flag. So the above folder structure can also be created by typing mkdir space, then the p flag, which is -p, then you will pass the folder structure. Since I won't be passing the same folder structure, I'll try to create another one, say file1, then inside file1 I need file2, and inside file2 I need file3. If I hit enter and if I hit ls, as you can see, file1 is now created, and e-file list go inside file1, and ls that file2 will be present, and if I go inside file2 you will find file3. So that's how you create folder inside Linux. Let me tell you one thing, that the previous time we achieved the desired folder structure by typing mkdir space -p space, then whatever the folder structure is. Like for example, I'll type folder/folder1/folder2. all right, so you might be thinking, why didn't we just pass it like this? This might also work, right? Because that's also creating the same folder structure. Remember, when you pass it like this, what mkdir thinks is you are telling the make directory command to first of all go and fetch folder, and inside that folder go to folder1, and inside folder1 create a folder named folder2. Didn't understand that? Let me make it clear. Now what I'm going to do is I would like to create a folder named Google inside public folder. Well, I'll type mkdir space public because I need to go inside public. Then I will create a folder named Google. If I hit enter and if I hit ls, and if I go to public directory and if I hit ls there, you can see Google is now inside the public folder. It is // Now in the similar way, if we typed the hierarchy like mkdir space folder/folder1/folder2, what mkdir think is we need to create a folder named folder2 inside folder1 inside the folder which exists in the current directory. As folder does not exist in the current directory, it's gonna throw out an error. So that is the reason why we need to add a -p in order to tell the mkdir that no, we are not going to traverse inside folder and then create folder 2. We are only interested in creating this particular hierarchy. That is, first of all create folder, then create folder 1, then create folder 2. Alright, I hope I made myself clear. Now we are going to create a file in Linux, and the command to create a file is touch. So if I want to create a file named Ruby, then I'll type touch space Ruby. Here also, as I said earlier, you can also add path. Like for example, if I want to create Ruby in the base folder, I'll type touch/Ruby. If you want to create Ruby in the parent directory, I will say touch./Ruby. And if I would like to create Ruby in the /opt directory, I'll type /opt/Ruby. And as I said, this is also permission oriented. If you have the correct permission, then only you are only able to create file. So now I'm going to create a file named Ruby in the current directory. So I'll type touch space Ruby, and if I hit ls, as you can see, Ruby is now created in the current directory. Okay, so now we created a file named Ruby inside the current directory. Now the create part of file and folder is over. Now we're going to learn how to delete a file or folder. Well, in order to delete a file, we will be using the command called rm. So in order to delete a file, you will use the command rm space the file name. So let me hit ls and I'll show you how to remove the file Ruby from the current directory. So I'll type rm space the file name Ruby. If I hit enter, as you can see, Ruby has been removed from the current directory. Now you can also remove folders using rm, and that is by typing rm space including a flag known as -r. That's -r, or the R flag, stands for recursive removal. So what it does is that if there is a folder, like for example file1, I need to remove file1 folder, what we're going to do is, what this command is going to do is, first of all, it will traverse inside file1 and it will find if there is any file or folder exists inside them, and if there is any folder, it will first of all travel inside that particular folder, and then it will go all the way down to the nodes, and then it will start deleting from that particular area. So in short, we can say that in order to remove a folder, you will add the R flag, and in order to remove a file, you will just type rm space the file name. Now if I hit enter and if I hit ls, as you can see, file1 is also removed. So let me just tell you what will happen if you just pass the folder name without any R flag. If I hit enter, it says cannot remove folder 1, which is a directory. So in order to override that, we'll be typing -r, which is recursive removal. Now if I type folder 1, as you can see, it executes smoothly. And if I hit ls now, the folder named folder 1 is also removed. There's one more way in which you can remove folder from any directory, and this method is pretty much deprecated. We don't use that much these days, and that command that we use is rmdir space the folder name. Let me type folder name, and this will only remove the folder named folder name if and only if the folder name is empty. For example, let me hit ls, and as you can see, there's a hello folder, and we know that the hello folder is not empty. And if I type rmdir space hello, hit enter, it says hello cannot be removed because the directory is not empty. So I will urge you to use rm space -r to remove folders which is not empty, and rm to remove any file. Cool. Now we learned how to create file or folder, how to remove file or folder. Now we are going to learn how to move a file or folder from one particular directory to another. So in order to explain this concept really well, I'm going to partition this terminal into two parts. So as you can see that I have bipartitioned the terminal. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to list the contents of this folder, and I'm going to list the contents of this directory as well. Now as you can see, both the contents are the same because I'm at the same directory. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the folder hello inside, say, pictures. So in order to move the folder or file inside another directory, you will use the command called mv. Now the parameters are the source file or folder which you want to move. In this case, I would like to move the folder named hello, and the destination to where you move, I would like to move it inside pictures. So now if I hit enter, as you can see, the command executed successfully. And if I hit ls, the hello folder cannot be found here. And if I go to pictures and if I hit ls, as you can see, now hello has been moved successfully inside the folder pictures. Now I would like to move this hello back to the parent directory. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type mv space hello and then dot dot slash. And now if I go and hit ls right over here, as you can see, now hello has come back to the parent directory. So that is how you're going to move a file or folder from one directory to another. Same goes with the file. I can quickly create a file ruby, and I can move this ruby file inside pictures. And if I go on here and if I hit ls here, as you can see, now the ruby file has been moved inside pictures. Now I wish to move it back to the parent directory. My bad. Now I would move the ruby file back to the parent directory. Now as you can see, if I hit ls right over here, ruby is now moved back to the parent directory. Now that is how you move a file or folder from one directory to another. Now we will learn how to rename a file or a folder. The rename can also be performed by using the mv command. So suppose, let me hit ls to show the contents of the current directory. Suppose I want to rename the file named ruby to say ruby rails. So what I'm going to do, I'll type mv space the file you want to rename, that is ruby, space the file to which you want to rename. In this case, I want to rename it as ruby rails. If I hit enter, if I hit ls, as you can see, ruby has now been renamed as ruby rails. Same goes with any folder. If you want to rename the folder hello as hello there, what I'm going to do is I'll type mv space hello, then I'll type hello there. Hit enter, and if I hit ls, as you can see, the hello has been renamed as hello there. Now there's an important point that you need to remember, is that if you try to rename a file with a file name which already exists as a folder inside the current directory, then this particular file will be moved inside that folder and will not be created as a file name. Let me explain what I just said. For example, if I would wish to rename ruby rails as hello there, by typing mv space ruby rails space hello there, what happens is this ruby rails will be shifted inside hello there and ruby rails will not be renamed. So if I type mv space ruby rails space hello there, if I hit enter, and if I hit ls, as you can see, ruby rails has now moved inside hello there. Let me cd inside hello there. If I hit ls, as you can see, now ruby rails is now moved inside hello there. So that's one important thing that you need to remember. Now we're going to learn how to copy any folder or file from one place to another, and the command that we use is cp. So cp stands for copy. So if I hit ls, as you can see, there are some folders. Now I would like to make a copy of the folder hello there and keep it in the current directory with the name hello there copy. So I'll be typing cp space -r because the hello there is not empty, and I'll type the folder whose copy I need to make. In my case, it's hello there, and the name of the destination, that is hello there copy. Now as soon as I execute this command, what happens is the folder hello there will be copied and then renamed as hello there copy. If I hit enter, if I hit ls, as you can see, hello there and hello there copy has been created, and here the hello there copy is the copy of hello there directory. Now let me quickly create a folder, say ruby, and if I hit ls, ruby is present. Now I would like to create a copy of ruby and name it as ruby-copy. Hit enter, now hit ls, as you can see, ruby copy has been created. So that's how you copy a file or folder in Linux. So folks, that's it for this video. So in this video, we learned how to create a folder or file, how to delete a folder or file, how to move the folder or file, how to rename them, and how to copy the contents into another folder. So I hope you enjoyed the whole course. If you did enjoy it, then please don't forget to subscribe and give a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm, which helps us a lot. And this will also help in the course to get into the hands of those who are in need. So thank you for watching again, and I'll see you in the next lecture.